Hi all, hi traders. Welcome to another video from TCM Education, and another complaint about yesterday's price action in the S&P 500 is displayed in front of you. This let's put it this way, awful, not only trading ranges, trading direction, continuity, lack of volatility, basically one of the worst in terms of what a trading day can offer. Now, when a trading day is volatile up and down, at least there are opportunities. On a day like yesterday, the opportunities were very limited, and you needed to go beyond the leading indicators. Although there was one sector that delivered good intraday moves. We talked about that sector in the previous video, which is going to be linked in the description. Obviously, it was the energy sector XLE yesterday. So now let's see if there were and how. Again, sometimes there are opportunities that are obviously beyond our scope, stocks that we encounter once, I don't know, every 6 months, maybe on earnings day, if at all. So let's go to the most important screener that we are using, and this is this one, the daily power list. Why is it the most important? Let me repeat again for those who are new, never heard about this concept before. We want stocks that are trading above 5 million shares. That's a big number. We want stocks about the $10. That's not a big deal. That's not an issue. But and here comes the really big deal. We want stocks, it doesn't matter if they're up or down, where the trading range is above 10%. And again, what does it mean? If the price of the stock is $10, it trades at least $1 from top to bottom. And if the price, of course, is $100, it trades $10 top to bottom. What does it mean, the 10%? The 10% range offers us, those who trade according to percentages, to enter at one point and expect a move of 3, 4, maybe 6% out of the 10. Okay, you cannot expect 10 out of 10. Keep in mind, if you request the minimum of 10, there will be, and you can see here on the list, stocks that their trading range is 70%. I mean, this is ridiculous. But 20%, 19, 13, again, normally we get way more than 3 stocks above 13%. Here we got only 3. And the rest were pretty much on the money. So therefore, the list of great intraday winners, where you can take profits of 3%, 4%, sometimes 8%. We've seen these events happening, and we've seen actually 100% once. We see this event once a year, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to take 3 to 5, 6% per trade and repeat it a couple of times per day. That's our goal. And if we achieve a goal of repeating 4% trades on $20,000, you do the math. It's a very good math. And again, without exaggerating, and again, all this is scalable. Why is it scalable? Because you enter trades in stocks that trade 5 million shares. So if a stock trades 5 million shares, they can accommodate 1,000 or 2,000 of your shares. And sometimes you trade a $200 stock, and you're going to buy 68 shares. So there's not the problem is not share size. Okay, the problem is not share size. The problem is the ability of the stock to develop the outcome. And on a day like yesterday, you see that we have big time issues, because we have basically, let's include the 12 Moderna, the 12%, which is only 2% above our minimum. You know what? Let's look at the charts and see what happened. We have time. Hope you all have. Iron horse. let's move to the 3-minute bars and watch this encounter. So what happened here? Huge gap up. The stock gaps up from 6 to 10. You can read about the reasons why this stock gap up on Yahoo Finance. If you want me, I can indulge you. IROH. And that's not something that we do live. Okay, live when we are trading, we're looking at the chart and looking for entry points. Obviously, we care about the risk. We're looking at the spreads, and we want to know what the hell is going on with Iron Horse. And if you look at the chart of Iron Horse, let me bring in the YTD chart. Hold on a second. Let's look at that. I mean, this stock was once upon a time a SPAC. SPAC is a special acquisition purpose company or something like that. That's a company that basically doesn't have any business model, and they are merging, or they are being bought, or again, it's not really important how the process goes, but they are getting either an infusion of money or of substance, mainly substance, because that's what investors want, not money, substance, and then the value of the company grows, and that's a way to basically enlist a business that's not on the exchange with a business that is enlisted on the exchange but doesn't have a valid business because I don't know, things happen, and they kind of their business is outdated or whatever. So what are the news yesterday? Actually, if you go to Yahoo Finance, you don't see anything. So again, there is no business that Yahoo Finance. No, it doesn't mean that there is nothing is happening. But let's go back to the chart, and because this stock is on everybody's watch list, that's why it grew the volume. And we look back at the volume. Take a look at the volume yesterday versus previous days. The volume is up, and it traded yesterday 70. My mistake. It traded nearly 5.5 million shares. On a normal day, this stock trades 87,000 shares. So the pickup in volume is, I don't know, 1,000% or 10,000%, a factor of 100. That's 10,000%. Okay, so we know that something's going on, we don't know what, and we don't care. We care about an entry point. Let me reset the view. We care about an entry point in this stock, and where is that entry point? And I assume here that it's not spready, although if you watch the charts yesterday in the price action, it was spready. So let's say it's not spready. Where would you enter? Where is the support level? Where is the resistance? And can you trade it with a reasonable risk? Now, if you look and very patiently analyze, you see that there is most of the good stuff is going to happen around round numbers. So if you watch the 8 and the limited support below it, you have something going. Okay, you need to observe it like very, very carefully. Always look, guys, at the round numbers. So in this case, if I draw the line at 8, you'll see that any move after 11 on the pullback to 8 was a winning trade. Okay, that's and what was the risk? 25 cents. In this case, that's 3%, or let's call it 4%, including the risk. So it doesn't fit our strategy of taking trades with 1% risk. It's not possible when the stock is up those numbers, 60, 70%. You know already, and if you don't know, get acquainted. So when you're dealing with a double-digit and sometimes a triple-digit movers, all the assumptions are off the window. You're not trading a normal stock, you're not trading a normal day, you're not trading normal volumes. In this case, the volume is a factor of 100. It's normal volume. So right now, the question is, can you analyze and do you want to analyze? And if you analyze it right, there is a money trade here. And the money trade was from 8 long, risking, like I said before, 25 cents. And at one point, let's say selling anywhere between 10 and 9.50 would have been an exit. So you risk 25 cents to get $1.50, that's 6 to 1. So again, not very easy. The timing to enter this trade also wasn't like an hour. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars times 3, 18 minutes to analyze. Again, a very tough trade, but there was a trade. Okay, there was a trade. If you look back on the chart, which is way easier now versus live. Live is 10 times tougher, and the decision includes spreads, alternatives, maybe managing other trades in the background. So you cannot like do the thing that we're doing right now. We're sitting in front of the chart and making these cool analysis. That's why I would say it's possible, but highly unlikely. So, and again, this is the best that the daily power list offered yesterday. The best. So let's exclude this one for the obvious reasons. Now, are there any trades, breakouts, reversals that are yielding anything? And most likely losers. Most likely. So basically, let's put it this way: the winners were those that either bought it in the pre-market or had a position. Those are the winners here. Anybody that got involved, or most likely those who got involved in the trade yesterday are well, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they are losers, because it actually did not close at the lows. It closed above $10, highs of the day 12, but it didn't close at the low. So that's actually an attribute of a positive one. So the volume was a factor yesterday. The number of shares, free float, total shares is 8 million, and the float 5 million. Okay, weird. Not something that I expected to see, but I expected to see less float than 5 million, because it traded 5 million shares. Okay, let's move on to number 2, Bitmine. This stock is all over the place. Obviously one of the toughest trades, because it's volatile, spready, and you cannot deal with that without huge stop losses. When I say huge stop losses, I mean 5 to sometimes 10% per stop loss, and this one can move against you. Just see an example where it moves from 130 to 118. That's $12 in like 10-12 minutes. So you're making a mistake here, and it's very easy. I don't want to say it's super easy. It's very easy to make mistakes. A reasonable trader won't deal with this one. We don't need this BS. Okay, we don't need it. We have better trade ideas. This one is no for us. No trade. No. I mean, if there is a technical pattern, if there is something very, very special, obviously here you don't see anything special. You see a great move in the morning, and that ends very early, and then the losing trades or the short play trades, but there are no shorts available. So I cannot show you the availability of shorts, but they are not available. Trust me on that. So there are no shorts. You can win only on the long side. There is no long side. So gone. Number 2 gone. Number 3, sharpening. We've talked about this stock so many times. Wow. Now we're talking a stock that this is a daily chart. So we analyzed this stock so many times weeks ago. So the stock, just to speak about it a couple of minutes, has no business, worth nothing. Then they go to this 12 for 1 reverse split to move over the $1 Nasdaq requirement. Then they pour in 400 and something million dollars to become an Ethereum fund or bank, something like MSTR. And I don't know if this idea failed or is in the process of being funded. So the stock drops from 124 to 10 in a couple of days, in a week. And now it's making a comeback. I don't know if this is speculation or what the hell's going on here. Volume was amazing yesterday. 50 million shares traded. That's great. So that's actually probably one of the best volumes in the stock, in this stock. Okay, so now let's analyze and see if there is a trade, because the stock was in this list all day. And again, look, let me bring in the VWAP. Okay, let's bring in the concept that if you want to enter this trade, you want to enter it on a pullback, buy it very cheap, or buy it on a pattern if you can observe one. Not very easy to observe. So, and again, this is in retrospect. I will have to say that this reversal here over 15 or 1520 is a viable trade. Why? It's a tested level going back to 11. So the stock comes back to this 1520, tests it, rejects, then it moves over. So the entry should be probably 15 and a quarter, and the risk down to the VWAP is only 30 cents. In this case, 2%. Not bad. And the outcome, if you again apply yourself, and you need to be very lucky to observe it, and it goes from 15 and a quarter to 16 plus. So you have this 4-to-1 risk reward in this case, near 4-to-1, and it actually closes at the highs of the day. So for a 15 and a quarter, you're getting your dollar worth at the close. And again, look how tough it is to find a good entry point here. Very, very tough. And we're talking about the stock that's up 28%. Okay, moving on. Now this stock, I was watching it yesterday, and that was a relatively easy reversal if you observe this pullback. After that, nothing. So the stock moves higher, pulls back, and if you observe this reversal where the stop loss is under 1230 and you enter 1235, 37, again, it's a slow mover. The yield here is fine though. I mean, almost from 12, let's call it 1240 to 1250, at one point more than 70 cents, which is 5 or 6 to 1. You know what? The close isn't that impressive. So again, on paper looks great. Trading it yields, I don't want to say nothing, but again, if you enter at the easiest entry, which is here 1270, and you have a risk of 15 cents, which is the let's average 1%, you end up not making any money on the trade, because it's coming back to the entry, and you stop out at the entry, and instead of moving from 1320 to the highs and closing at the highs, it comes back to the entry. So shame on it. So other than the 1, 2, 3, 4 stocks so far that we analyzed, not even one decent easy trade. Let's move to number 5, Moderna. Again, same scenario. Morning pressure. If you don't participate until I would say 32. Where is 32? If you don't participate until 10:15, things are not going well for you. If you're buying on the leg up, the reversal here, which looks like a great one over this, you can see consolidation. That would have been, I think, a lost trade had I observed it, because this is a 33.30 entry, risking pretty much 30 cents, which is the full one. That's a full 1% loser, guys. This is how a full 1% loser. And this is one of the strongest stocks in the market, and you can see why. That's the entry, 33.30. You can see the wick, couple of cents above, enters by 4 cents and drops immediately. And you cannot protect yourself. I mean, maybe you can protect yourself losing only 0.5% with this stop loss. But overall, you need to let the stock breathe, and this one breathes in a different direction. So we're now 5-0. Okay, not good. Sarepta, another stock that basically moves higher until 11 and then does nothing for hours. And there is a potential reversal here from the VWAP. We're always looking for round numbers, VWAP, anywhere we can find a reasonable trade. Nothing. Viking, great uptrend, tough entry points. So we are 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0 and 7. Not good enough. I mean, the stock hovers the VWAP, so you know that you can buy it and risk the move under the VWAP. So very little risk here. That's all I can say about it. There are no additional entries, no real pullbacks. The stock ends up being up 8%, but if you enter at 11, you yield nothing. You yield 1% on a risk of nearly 2. Not good. And Core Scientific actually moved the other way, and it doesn't have any shorts available. So, but let's say you do have shorts. This is a good trade. However, you need to observe it when the stock is near the flat line here at this 1440 level, and it drops sharply into the close, because here you cannot observe it. Here it's not a weak stock. Here it's basing at the lows. So again, yesterday the daily power list wasn't very good for us. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, guys, let's summarize this power list conundrum yesterday. This is the list. Hold on. No, this is the list. So you can see on the list, one loser and 8 winners. The result is nothing. Doesn't happen very often. Most of the time we'll have 2 or 3 good trades out of this list. You can force trades, but let's face it, none of which were great trades that worked and closed at the highs of the day. Because what is the definition of the strength of this list? Stay the course, and the stock does the work for you. It closes at the highs of the day. So what do you need to do for the stock to close at the highs of the day? There's nothing. It's not under your power. You cannot do anything. If the stock closes at the highs of the day, you benefit and you reap the profits. If it closes at the lows of the day, you benefit and you reap the profits. If it comes back to the entry, you end up with nothing. So that's also an option. But you don't need to trade a lot to achieve great results when stocks are working for you. It's like they should work for you. That's why it's smart trading, because you're not working, getting in and out of positions, getting tired mentally, I don't know, of making money or not making money. I mean, there are traders that are running 50 trades per day. And this is very, very tough to do for a long period of time. You can do it for, I don't know, maybe a couple of years. Eventually you're gonna run out of mental power. This system, this Warren Buffett called system, where the stock, all you need to do is for it to you to wait until the end of the trading day, which is the long term for a day trader, the very long term. We had examples. Yesterday, I have to agree that the SPY maybe played into it. Let's see some examples. Let's take a look at this long screen, and you can see there's some stocks here, and I have, of course, did my research, and I saw a couple of stocks here, but I'm just pointing to one. Okay, ALB. So why ALB is in retrospect a good stock to was a good stock to watch. First, it started with a huge gap up, so it is coming into the list very early. Okay, so you can see this move here, you cannot do anything, but it is on the list. Now you can observe it, and then it does this pullback. So you know that it's a very strong stock, does the pullback. The question is, on this move higher, anywhere between, let's see the numbers, the view up is, the round number is 68, and anywhere between 68 and 69, you need to deliver your trade. If it breaks the highs of the day and moves up another $1, game over. So this is the time frame. This pullback until 69. I mean, there is still an entry at 69 that does very well. Okay, but if you miss this particular part of the trading day, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars, that's 21 minutes. So you need to make the decision on the way up, or most likely here on this triangle breakout. And then you have a problem, where is the stop loss? And the VWAP is, let me see the number of the VWAP, is 80 cents on a $70 stock. So that's a doable trade. Again, how many trades this stock delivered basically yesterday? One. Ignoring the first move in the morning where nobody knows about it, the pullback and this move from 68 to 72, that's $4. This $4 move, which is 7 or 8% on this stock, was the money trade. Immediately after, nothing happened. Most likely you lost money. Not a lot, but it didn't work. So again, you see that many times the winning trade is consistent, and it goes very fast. Sometimes trades develop the power over lunch and then move 3 hours into the close. Okay, so that's an example. I don't know if this one has had to do anything with the S&P 500. And of course we had the winners like Joby, okay, that had also the ability to deliver trades. Again, sorry, the price action limited, but you know, Joby is a $10 stock, but you trade percentages. So if you are able to buy it anywhere between 11 and 11.10, you end up 40 cents in the money. That's 4% out of the full 11.70. Yeah, out of the full 60 cents that it moved. Again, not spectacular in terms of movement, but spectacular in terms of percentages, and that's what we want to trade. So there were trades. If you were looking at winners and losers, not necessarily in the a power list. The power list yesterday was let's call it not its best show off. Okay, guys, I hope it was illuminating enough. That's half an hour, way above our time limit. Thanks for being here. Do like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.